You have heard many, the funny. Now, it's time to hear the experience and the brainy. Meet Selena, Dorcas, Gifty, and Annette as they present the real in common getting. In common biaye says chain, the dead, as in takrenu assume the dead, the real in common getting. Showing live this and every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Era One Radio on Facebook and on YouTube, Era One Radio and our Taibo channel. Kaise, so we see the real in common getting ya. What brabon tete, we nyan konkonsa, we the real in common getting.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to Era TV with Hot Sports. This is your host again, Samuel Abu-Bonsrah. I know I've been away for the last few weeks, 2 weeks to be precise, but I'm here and I'm back to give you guys nothing but great news. It's been a few weeks, and a lot has been happening in terms of our sports world. A lot has been going on, especially given the fact that we have a very huge game tomorrow. Um, it's something for us to be, proud of. It's something for us to be very ecstatic about. But yet again, it's something for us to be worried about as well. But before we dive deep into exactly what it is that I want us to talk about today, before we dive deep into what it is that we will be talking about, we will be discussing, before we dive deep into what is at stake in terms of our national league, before we dive deep into what is really going to happen. Not to prophesize, but more of a prediction of what is going to happen tomorrow. Before that, let's just start off our show off with what we always say. It's sad, but painfully true. Um, to our locals and anyone who is highly, um, you know, knowledgeable about what happens in Ghana, what goes on in Ghana. There is one particular, you know, actor. His name's Yao Double. You know, I'm not sure if it's, you know, what they call it. In the words of the Englishman, he's part of the Little People group, or Little People Association. Now, he has a soccer team. His physical description has nothing to do with the story, but just to give you a sense of what it is that we're talking about. I think for the past few weeks, every time we come on the show, we talk about how serious and how a lot of people, in terms of, the sports owners, the team owners, and how most folks do not really take this game, how we don't really approach it from a business point of view, but we just look at it as it's happening. We just look at it as, okay, it's our team, so we do whatever we want as opposed to doing it the right way for you to, have a prosperous return in terms of, income, profit, followers, people showing love to the game, and we lack that as some of the leaders back home. Now, this is painfully sad, but true. Yao Devil has a soccer team, a football team, as we all, most Africans or the rest of the world besides America know it to be as a football team, and they unveiled the new jersey to attract. Now, there are a lot of rumors, some of them saying it's a pre-wedding photo shoot. Most of them are saying, he actually went on air on the radio station to actually present the team jersey. As beautiful, as nice, as really, outstanding as it looks. Um, this is the presentation of what really happened, or how he actually just presented the, like, I'm not sure if folks can see it, but this is exactly how Yaldabo presented the jersey to be made public for people to see exactly what his team is wearing. Now, it shows it has nothing to do with the players. It has nothing to do with like anything at all. It practically has zero relation to exactly what it is that he's trying to sell, which is the jerseys. This is the message that he's trying to, spread. This is the message that he's spreading to the world. And I'm not sure how he can actually get the message out there for people to honestly understand and just know. I'm sorry, I think I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty. I am trying to project the picture as it is, but I'm having some technical difficulties. I'm gonna keep trying until I actually get it right. But this is exactly what he is. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure exactly what it is that he's trying to do. But this is a picture of him and a woman sitting on his lap. The woman has carried him like a baby. And I'm not sure how that really, translate to someone actually just, how that's going to attract people to really come to the team. I'm not sure how that's going to attract folks to buy the jerseys as much as they have to, and it's sad. It's very sad. We always talk about my co-host Jaffet always talks about we have this mentality of past success, things that we used to do back in 1400s that really that I'm not sure that really worked for them, and then come different generations, or fast forward to about 4 or 5 generations later, they fail to adapt, or we fail to adapt, given that I'm part of it, regardless of how much I try to run away from it. We fail to adapt that, hey, this is not working, and we need to find a different approach to it. I'm actually hurting that I cannot really get this to work, but I am going to keep trying. But this is our edition of Painfully Sad but True Story. Let's go for a quick commercial break as I figure this out. We're going to be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see.
They are four women. They are beautiful with brains. They are eloquent, decent, wise, and experienced. You have heard many. The funny. Now, it's time to hear the experience and the brainy. Meet Selena, Dorcas, Gifty, and Annette as they present the real in common getting. In common biaye sesi chain, the dead, as in takre no assume the dead, the real in common getting. Showing live this and every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Era One Radio on Facebook and on YouTube, Era One Radio and on Taibo channel. Kaise, so we see the real in common getting what brabon tete, winyan konkonsa, we the real in common getting.
Welcome back Again, if you're not joining us, this is Era One TV, um, and this is your host. This is Hot Sports with your host, Samuel Abu-Bonsrah. Unfortunately, we couldn't have our co-host to join us today, so we're still going to talk about exactly what it is that needs to be discussed. We will share with you guys what we need to share with you because I think you guys deserve it. Now, I think the last time we did talk about uh, how we believe that a lot of the people in Ghana, in terms of the sports administration, are being set up to fail, and we believe that it's just a matter of time. Tomorrow is going to be the actual test. Tomorrow is going to be the time for us to actually just understand that this is exactly what is going to happen. Tomorrow is going to be the time for us to understand that, hey, we are ready. Tomorrow is going to be the time for us to really probably just realize that we're either going to go forward or going to go backwards. Tomorrow is going to be the time for us to really figure out what has been wrong and what has been right. Now, just a few weeks ago, when the lineup for the African Cup of Nations, World Cup qualifications for CAF came out. Nigeria obviously listed their players, and Ghana chose to omit the listing their players up until about a few days ago, when they decided to list the players. Now, these are the players that were taken to the World Cup. Now, we have the same Joseph Wallacott, who plays in Swindon Town. Not sure if anyone knows Swindon Town. That's probably like the third or fourth division in England right now, which I don't see. This is what baffles me, and it really hurts me so bad, right? To think about it as a former player, or as someone who's actually performed at a higher level in terms of playing football for high school and college. This is what I think about every single time. I'm not sure why we have the highest league in Ghana, with being the Ghana Premier League, and yet we fail to use players who are built, players who have sacrificed, players who have been, playing their heart out, players who have been showing day in and day out that they deserve the chance, players who show that, hey, if you put me on the bigger stage, if you put me on, you lift me up. I mean, I can definitely just show you I deserve to be there. I'm not sure why we do not trust in any of the players, but we still choose to go for a third or fourth division players like Joseph Waller. I mean, obviously, we also, granted, he wasn't the first choice for the African Cup of Nations, but we all saw the disadvantage that we had with his confidence. We also saw the disadvantage that we had with his size and the goalpost. We also saw the disadvantage that, we had. I mean, he had, in terms of controlling the team. I think it was only one game I actually just saw him open his mouth and speak to the defense. Now let's go into the goalkeepers. Right, we've got four, and I keep saying this, and we have at least at least 16 top players, and I mean top teams in the Ghana Premier League, and yet we still cannot entrust them to get the job done. We have Joseph Wallacott from Swindon Town, England. Abdul Manaf from KAS UPenn, Belgium. We have Lawrence Atezigi from Switzerland. We have Richard Ofori from South Africa. From South Africa, it see it gets funnier as you say it, but that's painfully real. It gets extremely funny as you say it, and that's painfully real. Now, I need you to take a pen and paper. I'm going to take my pen and paper. Every day I talk about this, and I get comments like, "Oh, you're doing a good job," but I don't think some folks actually just agree with me. Some folks believe that, you know what? the level at which these guys are playing outside is nothing compared to the level that folks are playing, back home. And that's why I disagree, right? Football is gonna be football. The level at which we are playing in the Ghana Premier League is the probably the highest level in our nation. These guys are not playing anywhere close to it. Granted, we talk about technicality, we talk about tactics, we talk about fundamentals and things that folks outside really do get because of the opportunities they have in regards to quality coaches, well-paid coaches who devote their time because they know that something is going to come out of exactly what it is they're doing, simply because that's their job and that's just what they have to do, right? We talk about quality pitches, so they actually kill themselves to do what they have to do. So because of that, a lot of folks think that or just assume that they play a lot better. Listen, I've lived in America for as long as I could possibly remember, and I remember when I came over. I used to be a goalie in Ghana, and I actually wasn't bad. I was actually a good goalie until I came here and I transitioned from a goalie. Actually, my coach transitioned me from a goalie to a field player. And as I go through high school, transitioning from being in the back field of the team, being in goal, all the way to a field player, I realized that there's certain things that some of the folks on the team, in terms of being American or being here for a long period of time, oh, they can run, you know, um, they know how to, they have all the quality equipments, they have all these training equipment, they have all these, but see, the physicality and the brain to play the ball is not as great as we think it is, and that is and this is what I'm talking about, right? We tend to believe that as long as you're outside the nation, you're so good. Fundamental, I mean, equipments are going to be there, but if your will is not there, to actually perform at an extreme high level, there's nothing that you could possibly do to get yourself to that point. And that's what we fail to realize. Let's go back to the defense. I told you to take a pen and paper and let me know, right? I need you to let me know how many players I'm going to mention from Ghana. Now, this is a 27-man squad. 27, right? We just mentioned four players, four goalies, four goalkeepers, and none of them are from Ghana. Let's go to the defense. Dennis Odoi from FC Brugge in Belgium, and Diadam, Reading FC. That's also a lower division from the Premier League. In England, Gideon Mensah, Bordeaux in France. Dennis Corsa, Hearts of Folk. That's one. Hearts of Folk in Ghana. Montari Kamahini, Ashgold, Ashdod FC in Israel. Israel. Okay. Daniel Amate, Leicester City in England. Joseph Edu, Bordeaux, France. Alexander Jiku, Strasbourg, France. Abdul Mumun, Victoria Guimarães in Portugal. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the names of these teams because it's ridiculous. Some of these teams I have never heard before, and it's really hard. I take my hat off, my imaginary hat off to some of these scouts who find players like these, and I pray and I hope that we're able to exhibit the talent to the highest level that that they actually need to be, just so that they can be seen by these high teams and all these teams seeking strong and athletic as well as talented players from Africa who can compete at the highest level. Now, we just went through the defense and we only found one player from Ghana, from my Carhart folk. Dennis Corsa. I'm going to tell you something about that player later. Let's go back to the wingers. Isahaku Abdul Fattah, Sporting CP, Portugal. Osman Bukari, FC Nantes, France. Joseph Pentel, KRC Ghent, Belgium. Yao Yaboa, Columbus Crew in the USA. These are our wingers. Again, no one from Ghana, no one from our local leagues. Not see, and I talk about the disadvantage though. I'm gonna make a very bold prediction before I log off today. And I guarantee anyone watching, anyone who will be approaching me, just as much as we all do every time, to bet me on my prediction tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you what I think about tomorrow's game. Just get into that. Now, between the goalies, defenders, and wingers, we only have one player playing coming out of Ghana. That's four goalies, four wingers. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 players, and we only have one. 16 out of the country. Mind you, they landed about 2 days ago, right? Giving them 3 days. 3 days to jive, to build chemistry, to be able to play with each other, to be able to understand exactly what they're talking about, to be able to understand who plays where do you play, and to be able to really adjust to the coach's, technical or tactical way of playing. Let's move on to the midfielders. Idrisu Baba, RCD Mallorca in Spain. Edmonado, FC Sheriff, Moldova. Mohamed Kudus, Ajax in Holland. Elisha Owusu, KAA Ghent in Belgium. Thomas Partey, Arsenal, Belgium. Daniel Kofi FC St. Paul, Germany. It keeps getting sadder and sadder as you read it. That's 23 players. One. Just one. We only have one player coming out of Ghana. All right. Let's move on to the forwards. We're gonna get deep into it. We're just trying to get this going, but let's get deep into it. Felix Afenya-Jan, AS Roma, Italy. Christopher Antwiaje, VFL Bochum. Jordan Ayew, Crystal Palace, England. Kwesi Wraith, I'm sorry, I don't know. He has a German last name. Holstein Kiel in Germany. That's 27 and one individual, one player. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure anyone who is actually being a part of a group, whether it's a singing group, whether it's a dance group, whether it's a aerobics, whether it's sports, whatever group that you possibly could be in, whether it's a group for church or just anything, any group at all that you can possibly be a part of. Imagine being a part of a group that has no like in terms of chemistry. It has, I don't know how well that can be coordinated. We're going to face a Nigerian team that played through the African Cup. They trained through the African Cup. They know each other, possibly been communicating and talking to each other way before tomorrow's game. They know about each other's weaknesses. Most of them play in the 9 players from the Nigerian national team play in the Premier League. Probably most of them just talking to each other about things that they could have done better, things that they did not work out so well. This is a team. What is it? It said the chain is only as strong as a weak link. Unfortunately, we have 27 weak links, and I'm not sure how this team is going to compete against a Nigerian team that has jived together for so long, that has been like together for for a few months, or for months, way ahead of the African Cup. They played in international friendlies. Now, mind you, some of these players, if not all, have not even played with each other before. I don't remember more than half of these players even being there during the African Cup. This is where I always pinpoint hard, very, very hard, on focusing or maybe shifting our attention to the local players. If you have a local player back home, or you have your focus on building a team, you know, around these local, mind you, you don't have to go around the world looking for these players because you're already building them. Mind you, after they play together, of course they're gonna depart. It's not normal, it's not ideal, it's very natural for them to fight to get to a higher place. And that is okay. Now you have an opportunity to build a team with these local players. First of all, you don't even have to worry about them showing up 3 days before one of the biggest games of the nation. They're already there. Granted, we control the Premier League. Was it Monday or Tuesday? Thomas Partey had a game. He had a game. He played. I think on Monday, Daniel Mate had a game. Now, I'm not talking about game in Ghana. These folks had games in their respective countries. These guys have games in their respective countries. Now, imagine having a local team, given that we control the Premier League in Ghana, for the sake of playing for the qualification or playing to qualify for the World Cup. The president of Ghana football, or minister of sports, says, hey, for the sake of pulling most of these players just so they can play together, just so they can really be at camp and really learn each other's weaknesses, skills, we are suspending this week's games for the Premier League. Now, granted, games are played weekly. Games are played weekly. Someone's commenting or saying that all these European players go home also 3 days before, and that's the sad part. We always trying to do what works for the white man, and we don't want to do what we think is better for us. Now, these European players that you're talking about, these European teams, they don't reshuffle teams, they don't reshuffle players just as much as we do. They do not sit down and bring in brand new players. They don't go around the lower divisions, scouting players after player after player every single time, hoping that they're gonna come in there and perform harder than they did previously. These players who play together, who get called to play for the national team, have been playing with each other for a long time, for an extremely long time. So when we sit out here and we compare the fact that it's okay because the European players, because the other white countries, they're all call their players like a few days before the tournament, so it's okay for Ghana to also follow that trend. I am sorry, but Portugal has been playing for a long time together. I just mentioned 27 players. There are no two or three players from here that play on the same team. Everybody plays for a whole different team in so many different countries. So again, we argue and always try to be like them, but we don't really want to put in the work and maintain a group of people, a group of players, and camp them at a place where they can just get together and learn each other's like weaknesses, each other's strength, and build upon it. Sit down and watch tapes just as much as everybody. Everyone does. But yet we don't. So yeah, I understand your argument. I respect it. I just don't agree with it. I just don't agree with it. Now let's go back to what we're saying. The sports minister cancels the game. Games are played weekly, right? He says, "Hey, we have a game on the 24th, right? Okay, good. Let's go back. Let's go back to our calendar and look at it. We have a game. We have a game on the 25th. We just played a game on the 12th and the 13th. The sports minister comes and says, for the sake of the game that we have, and since we have about out of the 27, we have about 20 players coming out from our local league. We're not going to have any games. We're not going to have any games at all on the 19th and the 20th. Now, that gives us a whole 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That gives us 12 days for us to camp players. Are you telling me that within that 12 days, these players cannot play better? These players cannot get together and learn from each other? You're telling me 12 days? We just by sacrificing. And this is the thing that we always talk about, just my as well as my co-host. We are not willing to sacrifice anything. We're not willing to sacrifice. We're just willing to take it and run with it because that is just what we believe in. So by sacrificing 1 week and having technical team in Ghana, you telling me that we couldn't have gone out there right after the African Cup. That's 3 months ago. After we were eliminated, that's 3 months ago. So you telling me 3 months after we hired a technical new team, they couldn't have gone to our local teams to actually just scout players? But we're going to depend on these players? Just like CK, our previous coach, said, these are shower players from all these, various places of the world. They don't know anything about each other. They know how to kick a ball, of course. So they're going to take 1 day, 2 days to learn how bad the field is, to learn how to deal with the humidity in Ghana, to learn how to play on a field that's not conducive to the game. They're gonna learn the tactics of a brand new coach. They're gonna learn how to get along with each other and also understand everybody's weakness based on 2 day practice. 2 days practice. I really don't want to lose my cool. Let's go for a quick commercial break and let's wrap this up. We're gonna be right back. All right, welcome back, guys. Now, I just have to stop and get some water. I just have to stop and just stretch out a little bit. Because you see, there's this saying that I love using so much that, most of the time it becomes a part of everything that I say. And I always say, we're looking for progress, not perfection. We're looking for progress and not perfection. I believe, Ghana is going to compete as much as they possibly can. And it's going to be a time. It's going to be an exciting game for Nigerians. And before I walk off this show today, before I actually log out today, I just want to let you guys know something. Tomorrow's game is going to be a very huge embarrassment to Ghana. I'm predicting 4-1. Nigeria 4, Ghana 1. And the one goal we're going to have is going to be a penalty. I hope and I pray and I hope that for some odd reason, this thing could be turned around. I hope that for some apparent reason, this thing could shift around and possibly just, be in the favor of Ghanaians winning this game. But I tell you what, I'm trying to be realistic as possible. I'm trying to be realistic. I'm trying to phase the music because that's the thing. That's the thing about being better. You have to be able to admit that, what is happening or what you are doing is not going to end well. And if you're able to really bring yourself to the point where you actually understand and really believe that, of course, things are just going to work out well because you're going to learn from so many mistakes that you possibly did. And that's exactly what is not happening with our national team. And I think I said it. I said it about 6 weeks ago, and I'll continue to say it. I feel bad for Otuado. I feel bad for all the technical directors, all the new, coaches, assistant coaches, the doctors, and everyone out there, because this is going to be a very bad show. This is going to be a bad show. And you know what? Ghanaians don't have the patience like, possibly some of the European nations do. So Ghanaians don't have the patience like some of, so it becomes very, very like difficult for people to actually just come to a realization and be like, you know what? This is how we're dealing with this. This is how we understand it. Now, I just predicted, you know, I just predicted 4-1, right? That's exactly what it's gonna be. That's exactly what it's gonna be. I know that thanks to our technical team, we can now see the picture that I was talking about. This is from my previous our first segment. Very sad, but true. This is the owner of a team. This is an owner of a team who is showcasing a new jersey that he bought for. And this is what he's doing. How there is no player, not a single player wearing the jersey. There is not a single player showcasing the jersey, indicating that, you know what, I look good in it. We're here proud wearing our jersey. I'm not sure. Why is the lady carrying him? And this is why I try to describe him as a little people, just so that you guys will understand just because he is a grown man. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna sign off. But before I sign off, I just want to say, let's keep our fingers crossed for tomorrow. Because come next week, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. Come next week, I just want us to come together. I just want us to bring our thoughts together. I just want us to be able to understand and just look at the situation at hand, that we do need to help ourselves. Until next time, this is your host, Sam, and I'm out.
They are four women. They are beautiful with brains. They are eloquent, decent, wise, and experienced. You have heard many. The funny. Now, it's time to hear the experience and the brainy. Meet Selena, Dorcas, Gifty, and Annette as they present the real in common getting. In common biaye sesi chin. As in takrenu assume the the real in common getting. Showing live this and every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Era One Radio on Facebook and on YouTube, Era One Radio and on Taibo channel. Kaise, so we see the real in common getting ya. What brabon tete? We nyan konkonsa. We the real in common getting.
Hello, beautiful people of Ghana. This is Banahine Specialist Hospital. We are so excited to announce to our people Ghana that we are finally opened and we are accepting patients. At Banahine Specialist Hospital, our extraordinary physicians and nurses are here to provide a high-quality medical service to our extraordinary patients. Our services include primary care services, maternal, neonatal, and pediatric services. We also have an in-house pharmacy. We have x-ray and laboratory services available to you. Come to us for all your healthcare needs and you will be happy you did, because we believe the health is wealth. Thank you and stay blessed.
They are four women. They are beautiful with brains. They are eloquent, decent, wise, and experienced. You have heard many. The funny. Now, it's time to hear the experience and the brainy. Meet Selena, Dorcas, Gifty, and Annette as they present the real in common getting. In common biaye sesi chin. As in takrenu assume the real in common getting. Showing live this and every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Era One Radio on Facebook and on YouTube, Era One Radio and on Taibo channel. Kaise, so we see the real in common getting ya. What brabon tete? We nyan konkonsa. We the real in common getting.
Hello, beautiful people of Ghana. This is Banahine Specialist Hospital. We are so excited to announce to our people Ghana that we are finally opened and we are accepting patients. At Banahine Specialist Hospital, our extraordinary physicians and nurses are here to provide a high-quality medical service to our extraordinary patients. Our services include primary care services, maternal, neonatal, and pediatric services. We also have an in-house pharmacy. We have x-ray and laboratory services available to you. Come to us for all your healthcare needs and you will be happy you did, because we believe the health is wealth. Thank you and stay blessed.